Good evening, everyone. This is Mitch Dunitz, and I have the pleasure of doing the commentary on this eighth segment of a really terrific match, along with Michael Kamil, who is not only a fantastic player and commentator, but he also has played with a number of the players who are playing today. Michael, do you have any insights as to what we might expect from these players?
Well, from what I've seen, I can tell you this: they're all tough. I assume we're going to see Levin and Weinstein and Hampson and Greco versus the Kraniak, Demouy, and Hurd Bathurst. And some of these guys could certainly be considered amongst the top 10 in the world. And I would just say I would expect to see a good bridge. Now you have a lot of aggression. And when I say that, I mean, when you see Kraniak and Demouy, they can be very, in there, and a lot of tough, they can create tough situations for you. When I would say Levin and Weinstein, more down the middle. Hampson and Greco know their stuff and they're strong club. So, it should, let's say, slams come up, that kind of thing, you can expect some good bidding. These guys are all tough. It's been a great match. And, Nichols just taken the lead for the first time in the seventh segment. And one more thing I'd point out, I did happen to notice today in 45 boards, they've managed to hold the Spectre team to 50 imps. And that's pretty darn good. As I recall, Edgar Kaplan used to say, if you can hold a team to 1.5 imps aboard, you're going to win the match. And they've been doing it today, and that's why they've taken the lead. And and I would say you've played against these fellows probably as much as I have, Mitch. I mean, this is tough competition. You're watching the best here.
Now, I did hear an unsubstantiated rumor that the 12 people on these two teams stopped shaving and they've been growing beards for about a year. Do you know anything about that, Michael?
I don't. I've done that myself long ago. So,
well, I know that for you hockey fans out there, there are a bunch of former Canadians who played hockey. So it is anything is possible here. Anyway, let's jump into the bridge, shall we?
Right. And it seems that they've started on the right-hand side of our screen. We've got a split screen now. I tend to call that the closed room. But we'll jump in, as you say, and Eric Greco has opened what is these days, he's opened very light, but it's the way of the world now, especially playing a strong club. And I would imagine that they're going, well, let's see. They can probably make 6 clubs here, or certainly have a good chance at it. Whether they can find that, I don't know. It's harder because, as you can see, because of the artificialities, it's unclear how many clubs. Maybe he's able to ask, or just to support clubs, Jeff, and see which way it goes from there.
Well, having had a depraved middle life crisis and starting playing Precision Club, I can tell you that in all likelihood, the 2-no trump rebid by Eric Greco shows a 3-1-5-4 distribution with probably 3 cards in the unbid major, which is spades.
I see.
So now 3 clubs would be getting further information from him. And we'll see where this ends up. One other thing is 3 of the 4 pairs are playing 2-over-1. You made an excellent point that Vince and Johnny are uber aggressive playing a natural system, but we might have some different sequences in the closed room because Hampson and Greco are the only precision players.
Right. And John, in fact, in the open room on the left, John did in fact open that hand, which gives them obviously a much better chance to get to 6 clubs. And it looks like 6 clubs would make there are some oohs and ahs on a spade lead. He's got to make decisions, whoever's playing the hand in clubs. Here, it looks like at both tables will be played by East. So in theory, a spade lead could run around to the queen, but declare may have other ideas.
One of the problems with opening light is then you have to pull the reins in. And
Sure.
so it'll be interesting to see whether anyone gets beyond 3 now.
Right. And here already Eric, who has no doubt described his hand fully. Let's see, what did 2-0 and 3 diamonds mean, Maya, on the right-hand screen?
2-0 said
Al?
not 5-5.
Right.
3 diamonds said 5 clubs.
5 clubs. So he pretty much has the information that Mitch had predicted, that he's very likely, he must be 3-1, 4-5 at this point. Yes, certainly for the 3-0 trump bid. Could he be 2-2?
I think he could
Mitch?
still be 2-2, 4-5.
I believe most 2-2 hands would be bid differently. You would not be rebidding 2-0 trump with 2-2. Now it's possible they change their methods, but I would wager to say that's not. I think he's shown his exact distribution.
Right. And here, it looks like it is West who's shown 5 hearts and 4 clubs, along with his game force. And now John has gotten to, just bid 3 clubs and see where they're headed. So here, Jeff is thinking, is it worth going further? Opposite, say, if only he had second sight and knew about the Queen of Hearts, he would go further.
Now I'm wondering if this match wasn't as close as it is, if someone who was behind would be a little bit more aggressive. Perhaps no one wants to stub their toe on the first board of a close match. That may or may not influence them. I don't know.
Yes, right. Certainly, it will be hard for East to cooperate. Not so actually, and there Jeff has passed in the closed room, so 3-0 trump will be the final contract, and 3-0 trump will make many tricks. Probably after a spade lead, he'll probably make 12, and for some reason, Eric Greco has called the director. I see. I don't know why.
Probably because of the bad commentary by the 2 of us.
That may be. Yes. It says, I'm hearing it from I can't get rid of it. Can't get it out of my head. So now Vince is thinking which way to go. Let's see what he knows. A club of heart and no trump, 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds was what? What was 2 diamonds in the open room, Maya?
Transfer.
Transfer. Oh, that's interesting. I see.
That is interesting. That's not a treatment I've seen in too many places.
Right. So let's see what does Vince know? He knows very little. I don't know if John over 2-0 trump, certainly he would have bid 3 hearts with 3, so he doesn't have 3 of them.
Yeah,
presumably.
You made the most interesting observation, I think, especially when you're opening light. If West knew that his partner had the Queen of Hearts, his foot would be on the accelerator. But
right.
If he's envisioning what partner has and without the Queen of Hearts, and knowing his partner might open a lot of 10 counts, it might be difficult for him to move.
Sure.
Just so that you know, the 2 diamond bid by Vince showed 5 or more hearts and 4 or more clubs.
Well, at least the 2-0 bid did, right? The 2-0
bid did. Yeah.
Yeah. The hard part will be getting these 10 to cooperate. For instance, Jeff in the closed room, had he, let's say, tried for slam with 4 clubs, I don't know how far along he could have gotten. I don't know how he would have tried for slam. I assume with 4 clubs, but he would not have presumably gotten much cooperation. Although perhaps the Queen of Hearts would have convinced these to go along with the gag.
Perhaps I don't know whether they play any kind of form of optional key card, but if 4 clubs had been optional key card, now maybe he would value a hand
right
favorably with the Queen of Hearts. But again, I don't know their methods.
To put this, to go to the match perspective here, certainly East-West have an opportunity here to actually tie the match on the first board,
Yes.
should they bid a slam. So we'll see. We'll see. You were speaking of Canadian hockey player types, and Vince is that. And
Indeed.
we'll see how strong he goes to the goal.
I'm thinking of Bobby Hull in my youth right now. We'll see.
Could this be right? It could be Bobby Orr flying down the center of the ice to put it in to win the Stanley Cup for Boston. Yeah, but I guess that would have to be on the last board, huh? Yeah.
I got to break in. Mitch, the very last game that I saw live, both Bobby Hull and his brother Dennis got hat tricks.
Oh, wow.
Same game.
Well, I hate to break into the hockey discussion, my own and yours, Al, but there's a very interesting hand on board 2 now in the closed room, where lots of distribution, and it looks like, I haven't looked carefully yet, there's a chance that East-West can make 6 hearts, except things are breaking incredibly badly. So it's not as obvious. However, yes, they can make whatever they want because they could pick up the spades. Yes, as long as they're playing from the west side.
Now, as ratty as the 4-heart bid could be, white on red in second seat, I have no doubt that Eric Greco is going to be bidding a slam. Well, it's easy.
I'm with you. He's bidding a
to
slam. Whether he can divine a spade void opposite this, which I doubt, to take a chance on 7, that doesn't seem possible. But right, back in my youth, he's bidding Blackwood. Maybe he'll get the response of two key cards and a void. So it is possible.
Well, he couldn't really count to 13 with 2. He'll know where
That's
the
true.
is. But what do you think about the 4-heart opening bid, Michael? I like
Well,
it. What do you think?
Well, in second seed here, huh? What was it? Yeah, this is board 40, right? In second seed, I don't know. I mean, you're not supposed to, I'm some old-fashioned guy. He didn't show a void, by the way. You're not supposed to have 2 aces and a void, but if you don't do this, and by the way, you suspect strongly in a match that you're leading by 10 that this will be, I don't know. Now we're getting to philosophy of bridge matches, but that this will be the opening bid in the other room, because that is the style of the players. So maybe you want to keep it even.
I think the spade void also makes it tempting. I mean, if the void was another suit, it'd be a little bit different situation, but that spade void makes all of us want to preempt hearts or preempt anything.
Right. And now, by the way, I'll point out that it's interesting to note that North, who is sitting there with this massive distributional hand with 8 diamonds to the king, queen, jack 10, there was a possibility he could have entered over 4 hearts. He did not.
Well, the colors scream the opposite.
Scared him. Yeah.
Well, we're still waiting to see in the open room whether Vince and Johnny will get to get beyond 3-0. And we can see that Vince is deep in thought. Either that or we have a view graph error. And they have gotten to 6 hearts, which I don't expect Jeff to have much of a problem with.
He will not. No. I mean, he may worry about this or that, and if he knew what the distributions were, he'd be worried slightly, not being careful, but I think he'll be okay in the end.
Plus the 10 of spades ends up coming down as well.
That's right. So 7 would make all the time on this, but we'll see. So 2 very exciting boards. The first 2 boards, we have a slam and another slam, possible grand slam. And so they're giving us fireworks, at least at the beginning of this segment. This, by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mitch. By the way, it's just so everyone out there knows, this is the U.S. Bridge Championship, which is determining a representative for next year's Bermuda Bowl in Marrakesh, Morocco. This is one of 2 US teams will win out. There's this championship, and there'll be another one next year to pick USA 2, to determine USA 2. And so let's see, Vince has finally bid 3 diamonds, which means something.
Short diamonds.
Short diamonds. Well, that's good for John's hand for clubs, but his hand is so bad, I wouldn't be surprised to see 3-no trump come out before a partner gets too excited. But we'll see. You know, I mean, there is this thing about at imps, you can head toward 5 of your minor and still, you know, have a landing spot, which won't cost you so many, you know, so much versus 3-no trump making whatever in the other room. And it gives you a chance to maybe get to a slam.
Ooh, Bobby's double of 3 diamonds may actually help the East-West bidding.
Well, it may. It depends how East handles it here. If he redoubles to show the ace, that will excite West, if that's what redouble even means.
One of the things I've seen in several of the matches this year is players are more and more willing to double in middle of auctions, either to test whether the opponents have agreements over double or just to throw some mud in everyone's face. But I'm seeing a lot of that.
Right.
And maybe that's what Bobby's up to here.
Yes, but against good players, as we know, it can sometimes that can give them more space to converse, you know, and it might not be the wisest thing to do in some spots. And John does bid 3-no trump, and now here. Well, I don't know if there'd be an issue. Let's see the screen on the other side. So it could have been that the double took a long time, and Vince passes quickly. And because there could have been some ethical issues here, thinking, oh, partner, you know, was thinking about moving on or something, and whether Vince had another bid in him. But Vince went quickly and quietly, and the board will go quickly and quietly. That's what it's all about. So missed opportunity for both teams on board 1. Boy, oh boy, if you can't get to slam after you open the bidding with that East hand, I guess you just can't get to slam on this board. Some of us would not have opened the bidding. I know there aren't many of us left out there, but some would not have opened the bidding. When I get up to 11 with my stiff queen, that's a warning sign for me. Yeah.
Well, you do have married spot cards in the club and diamonds. So
yeah. Yes. Actually, they're starting to flash on my screen. They're so big. Yes, you're right.
But I will tell you, I mean, my own style, which is just my style.
Sure.
If I had a stiff spade and 3 hearts, I would not open. But with 3 spades and 1 heart, I would open.
I understand that. That makes a lot of sense. Sure.
The important thing is not what one does, it's having an understanding with one's partner what you're doing.
Sure.
And of course, the pairs on both these teams all know what each other are doing.
Right.
Hopefully. No, I presume they do.
Yes. And so after some thought, Jeff has played to trick 1. Now, I don't see any troubles for him almost no matter what. Even if he played a club and it got roughed, he would still make 6 hearts.
Well, I think he's going to play this straight up and cash the ace of hearts and play a heart to the king, but we'll see.
By the way, I was told for those who were interested in, I was thinking, you know, Vince is a fairly quick player, and he was taking an enormous amount of time on that bid. But it turned out he might not have been, that there are connection issues at the hotel. So it seems that he wasn't taking as long as it seemed. So we may see this in spots where you know, the time we would say, okay, well, come on, make the bid already, or the play. It doesn't seem that incredibly difficult. Some of that may be due to the internet connection issues. And so
So
this,
now Jeff's going to win the ace. He's going to play club to the ace, get the bad news, and take a rough and finesse in spades.
yes, and claim whatever, but on this hand, he'll claim 7. Yeah. I guess he did it slightly differently. He roughed his diamond.
Right.
Is going to play the king of spades. Yeah. Yes, there seems to be, it's clear that there are connection issues in the open room, because certainly South would already have played to the Queen of Hearts.
Now, it's my understanding there was an appeal that was heard in between the 3rd and 4th segments. Do you know anything about that, Michael?
I know nothing about it.
Okay,
Nothing.
that's the Colonel Klink defense, or Sergeant Schultz.
Yeah, that's right. I know nothing.
I know
see
nothing.
Yeah.
I
That's
only
right.
know that it's from a board during the second session from today,
Ah, I see.
that during the break, they took statements.
Mhm.
And while play is ongoing now, the committee is deliberating.
Right. I see.
No
Well,
idea which board it was.
I guess we'll find out along the way, and when we, if and when we find out, we'll inform the audience. Meanwhile, they move on to the 3rd board in the closed room, and they board 46.
490 was an uncomfortable push at both tables on board 46.
That's right. And here we are. Let's see. Jeff has opened, no doubt, a 14-16 no trump on board 48 on the right side of the screen, and East with an 8 count, which might have invited up to the 15-17 no trump. Certainly wouldn't here. I imagine we'll see the majors by South at whatever methods he has to show the majors. Well, if they play Meckwell, he'll double. If they play 2 clubs, so I don't suppose they only play Landy, where that's the only artificial bid over 1 no trump, but this one showed the majors.
So Vince has opened 1 heart,
Right.
which we'll see how this changes the auction, because now Bobby is probably going to come in.
I would imagine 4 diamonds. That would be my guess. Yes. And he did bid 4 diamonds. Now, I mean, there is some chance they get pushed to 7 or something, but I don't know. And of course, East has a very uncomfortable bid here, right? He could bid
5 diamonds.
5 diamonds. I
don't
don't see what else he could do. He could bid Blackwood, make the assumption that his partner's aces are not in diamonds, but that, and then he'd get it if he did that. And well, partner would have to show if 4 no trump is Blackwood, first of all, which I would imagine it would be for hearts, but I don't know for sure.
I don't know either. I would suspect they would play, if they open one of a binder, 4 no trump would be a 2-suited hand, but over
Right.
a major opening bid, it would be key card.
Right. And then he could do that and possibly hear 5 spades from partner, who would admit to the trump queen that they don't have, only because they have so many hearts. And then he could, by mistake, thinking his partner's likely to have the ace of spades, he could bid 7, and he'll get if partner could show him the ace of diamonds, he would be sick to his stomach, but he would, in the end, he would win 11 imps.
Would anybody care to guess what 5 spades would mean in this auction?
I would think it's better than a 4 spade bid.
I would think 5 spades would say, partner, why don't you go to the partnership desk?
Mitch, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. So
my partner, I bid
Now,
5
I will
spades.
say this: if the same hand had the 10 of spades, then he would be thinking a lot differently.
yes,
That's a huge spot.
right. And it's all very tricky because he only has if he doesn't know his partner has 1,000,000 hearts, he only has
Right.
3 hearts. There's some worry about how things are going to break if partner's heart's good. So it's a very hard problem, very hard. That's why they made preempts, I was told.
It's easy to get to 6. It's gonna be hard to get to 7 with confidence. You could
Right.
get to 7, but it wouldn't be with confidence.
That is true, right? And meanwhile, at the other table, when one no pass, 2 clubs showing majors, and Jeff Hampson as West doubled because he has clubs. And now 2 spades by North, who has quite a good hand, actually. But, give partner some leeway for this. And now double by East, which is, I suppose, cards.
Well,
No, the two spades is alerted as constructive,
Constructive.
and Greco's double is takeout.
Takeout. Which is sort of, he could have just bid 3 clubs. It would have been okay.
or perhaps it's top of the range 3 clubs. I don't know.
I see. Yes.
I don't know if that's a little deep.
Right.
Yeah, the explanation just says takeout.
The interesting thing on the now that we have this internet connection issue is we don't know. Now I know John as East on the left hand side of the screen can take a long time. So we don't know if it's an internet connection issue or if he's taking a long time. I suspect it's the latter.
Now there's another possibility which you haven't considered. Of course,
Yes.
he's got a diamond void in this huge hand. It's possible he wet his pants.
That is possible. Yeah. So anyway, I think I would have to bid 5 dimes. You're going to end up being driven to slam. I mean, it's even hard to bid 5 diamonds past 5 hearts and pass it out. I don't see how you do
It's
it.
not possible.
No. So slam is not the issue.
It could be wrong, but you're going to force to slam with this hand.
Right.
And also, by the way, the fact that the 4 diamond bid is red on white, you don't expect there to be much wasted in partner's hand in diamonds, which makes your hand even more attractive.
Right. Right. By the way, note that even though it looks okay, he can't make the mistake of getting 2 spades as trumps because North is out of clubs and he will incur a club rough at some point.
I suspect we have a connection problem because you couldn't really do, in my mind, you couldn't do much besides bid 5 diamonds.
5 diamonds. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So we'll find out about that, but someday.
We're waiting to hear what happens in the closed room where it looks like 2 spades was passed out.
Oh, wow. Well, okay, so here we are in 2 spades doubled, which is not, I'm guessing, what Eric Greco had in mind. And maybe this was the belief they may have had a misunderstanding here, which I think is quite likely. And let's see how we're going to do. I think I would not be surprised to see 2 spades double come home.
Right.
And that will be a big swing and a big accident by a big swing to Spectre and a big accident for East West there.
One of the things I admire about both teams is we obviously don't know yet whether 2 spades doubles makes. It certainly can be made, but these teams are seasoned, and even in Greco and Hampson, one of the toughest partnerships in the world. Even if this chalks up, they will dig in. They know how to take a punch, and I don't think it affects subsequent hands. So we'll see.
Right. So the bid was Al predicted it. The bid was 5 spades. See that, Al?
Don't put this war in my name.
Right. Well, okay. Now West has an interesting. I don't know what I would do as West, but I'd certainly be tempted to bid 6 hearts.
What else can you do? I don't know.
Right.
Well, you could. We
you
were fairly,
could, yes,
we were fairly confident of the 5 diamond bid, but we were wrong, which is why we're here and they're there. Okay.
Well, I don't know. It certainly was a problem.
Yeah,
And
for
it
sure.
could be right to mention these spades, but it's probably not worthwhile on this hand. Although, once again, now something strange could happen. 5 spades pass, 6 hearts pass, and he might wonder, should I bid 7?
Well, he might be passing 5 spades too.
He might, yes. His trumps are lacking for spades. I mean, I'll grant you that. He has 2. He did bid 6 hearts. And now we'll wait to see whether John feels pressured to bid 7 hearts, but
Oh, God,
I guess
no.
it's unlikely.
They've
But
made enough guesses.
well, the thing is, his 5 spade bid didn't show anything for hearts, in my opinion. So, and he's got this ridiculous hand for hearts, with hearts being trump. Ridiculous.
Just to give you a little twist, I know that there are Dutch pairs that would have used that 5 spade bid to say, I've got a 6 heart bid and first round control of spades.
Really? Well, what do they do with a hand that's too good for 4 spades? That's all spades.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the answer to that one.
Right. Right. Well, I'm sure they do, but I'm just
Yeah.
curious what it is. Yeah.
Well, in the
So,
old days, they might have tapped their feet under the table. Not the Dutch pair, by the way.
No,
Right,
not the
right.
Dutch. Yeah.
Not the Dutch.
all right. So here we are, and John did pass. So all that excitement for what will end up as another push board. Now, I don't predict that board 48 will be a push, but we will see. Let's see. So it might come down to so when King of Spades, which held, shift to the 10 of diamonds. I don't see how Jeff can figure out what's going on. Really, he must. Well, he's got to figure out by now that his partner's bid wasn't penalty. It wasn't. Was it alerted? He alerted it himself as a takeout, right?
Right.
Yes. Thank you, Maya. But I don't know. Jeff is probably wondering what is going on here. It looks like it's coming down to a heart guess, right? 2, 2, and right. He's off 2 spades and 2 diamonds. So it's going to come down to a heart guess.
I don't know how much of a guess it is because Jeff has doubled 2 clubs, which presumably shows clubs. And if he has clubs, then to go with the ace, queen of diamonds, and the queen, jack of spades, which is what's going to be revealed before the heart play is made, then it's going to almost mark Eric with the king of hearts.
Right. It's a good point. I think you're right. But maybe, well, let's see. He's going to get to see the spades. So interesting. Don't forget the lead was the king of spades. He may think there's king queen over there or something. I don't know.
It's a good point. Good point.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Declare knows at the key point in time. Now we can expect the same auction up to a point. 1 no, pass, 2 clubs, and double by West. And North will do whatever they do, but I would think that East will probably just bid 3 clubs competitive. Of course, I've seen this before in this match, and it's worked for John. I will say that. 1 no, 3 no. Okay, this is more than once that this has happened with a sort of light-ish hand, a hand others might invite, but he's willing to put it out there. And here, let's see. So he's off. He's got to give up the ace of clubs. I think this might actually even make with all the finesses on. It depends.
I don't know how they're going to go down, frankly. And unless Stevie switches to a heart at trick 2, even if he does that, it goes a heart 10 king. I think it's going to take a heart switch to beat 3 now.
Yeah. Well,
By the way,
the lead, I'm sorry, Al, but the lead was the 7 of spades, so he knows partner has probably this spade holding.
Right. Now,
I mean, he could have queen, jack, 8, 7, 5th, right? He could.
well, he might have led the queen, but
Right.
it is interesting. The 7 is second highest, and this is one of the very best pairs in the world. And he might be returning a heart here. It'd be interesting to see.
He might, yes. Tricky decision, but you see the kind of pressure. John must have a theory about this, that just bid 103 no when it's close or close to him. Now, I will point out this is theoretical. I don't know if that's 15 to 17 or 14 to 16.
That's what I was going to say. Vol and fourth seat, their 1-0 range is good 14 to 17.
He was first seat.
Vol
in first seat. Is that what you're saying?
Vol and fourth seat.
Seat. I get it, Al. I get it. So thank you. So
this was good 14 to 17.
Right. So he just up and bid it. And it may be, I've seen at least one other in this match earlier today where he bid 103 no and won 10 imps for doing it with an 8 count.
Well, they're very aggressive, and aggression. You win and lose boards this way. It doesn't rate to be a push. It's going to be a swing one way or another.
Right. So if a third diamond gets played against 2 spades doubled, if it's third diamond that comes, is it possible to just take 2 heart finesses? Maybe play a heart to the 10 right now or something. He might.
It's certainly possible.
Right. So Steve did return a spade in the open room. So now, with things being the way they are, it may take I don't know what to beat. I guess it would take
2 finesses.
West playing the 10 of diamonds around, but that'll be okay, right? That's okay.
There's 4 clubs and 2 spades, and they need 3 more tricks. It's either playing for diamonds to split or to take 2 finesses, 1 in hearts.
Oh, he can't. Yeah, but he theoretically, well, he could. Yeah. Theoretically, though, wait a second. He can't. He needs to not lose a diamond trick, though.
Well, he's going to lose 2 spades, a heart, and a club, so he can't lose a diamond.
Right. So in theory, he can't get 3 diamond tricks unless there's king jack tight, because he doesn't have the spots for it.
No, he'll be forced to play a heart to the king.
Yeah. Well, so that would be a nice. Well, they're going to get their swing anyway, and he did in fact win the 3rd diamond in the closed room, playing 2 spades doubled and play a heart to the 10. So now there's no chance to defeat it. In fact, it's over right now. So that's 470 and possibly 600. Quite possibly 600.
It looks like we're going to have a lead change.
Yes. Well, that would be 1070 is probably, is that 15 imps or 14? I'm not sure.
But this is why the flight attendant has you buckle up before we take
14.
off.
It's 14, Mike.
14 imps. So they'll have taken the lead by 4 if he makes this. If he doesn't make it, nickel will still be hanging on to a lead, but just a couple. Okay, and now we move on. I'm sure that Hampson and Greco are happy to move on from that board.
And it looks like Kevin Bathurst has what all of us would describe as a textbook 3 club bid.
Sure is. And now, should East overcall, he's got 4 clubs, which is not exactly happy, but he may feel the need to overcall 3 diamonds here.
I was just going to say, in some states that textbook is banned.
Right. Would you overcall, Mitch?
I would.
You would.
I'm not vulnerable. I would.
Right. Right.
And also, if I
So,
don't overcall, there's a lot of hands where my partner's going to balance with 3 hearts. I'm not going to like that a whole lot.
right, that's true. That's true. Well, his partner's about to bid 3 hearts, which he won't like either. I would imagine his partner's about to bid 3 hearts. He has to search for the majors here.
Well, it's only his partner would bid 3 hearts. Z would just bid 3-0 with that West hand.
Well, he may be the fellow bidding 3-0 right now, although he may fudge it with, yeah, he bid 3-0.
Sort of end played into it.
Yes. And 3-0 is probably their best spot.
Yeah,
You know,
because
yeah.
the spade position is so favorable.
Yes.
That's going to help them.
And plus north, south are a bit just, oh, they could defeat 3-0 with a club lead and a cash of the club queen and a spade shift, I believe. That'll do it. But they may not even have to do that. I mean, I don't know. Does Declare have enough tricks? It's very complicated. Let's see if he leads a club and he doesn't cash it. Well, let's see. You have 2 fights. Very complicated whether he can make this or not. And South will be in a bit of
I think double dummy, it can be made if you don't cash the second round of clubs. Let's say for the sake of argument, you switch to do you want him to switch to a spade or a heart? He's going to switch to a spade. And now the declarer, the spade will get 1. And now the declarer could basically play the king of hearts out of his hand and be forced, if a heart comes back, to play for the jack of hearts to be onside. It's pretty filthy, but it's there if you don't cash the second club.
You think so? It is complicated. I think you're right that he would have to end up making, but it's not as easy as it seems. I guess there's some South will be under some duress on the run of the diamonds anyway. But the funny part about the whole thing, since they're playing by East here, is that when he wins the ace of clubs, he has no good play. He might cash the queen of clubs just thinking, well, you know, what the hell, maybe something will help me here. I could play ace queen. Let's say he knows that Declare likely has 4 clubs, right? On the auction.
Well, more likely than not. Now,
yeah, I mean, he could have done it on Jack 9 third, I guess, or something, but
now it's also possible that a club doesn't get led.
If only he had something. Well, he has spades. He could lead a spade. Would he really lead a heart with 3 hearts bid naturally on 12?
I don't think so. No.
Good call, Mitch.
And it was pointed out to me by an old partner of mine, Marty Fleischer, just pointed out, if on a club lead, it's conceivable North could duck the first club, which I hadn't thought of. Yeah. Good point, Marty. But in any case, he's come out with a spade. And now let's see. So
going back to the open room, instead of clearing the spade suit, Bobby Levin is switched to a diamond. And as long as a heart is played to the king, his contract is going to come home.
Right.
All right. Well, we're back to this hand that you and I have been chewing on for what seems like a decade.
Right.
Whether 3-0 will make her go down. A spade lead's been led. And now one of the curious things here is whether the 8 or the 10 of spades will get played.
Right. If he plays the 8 of spades, I think he's in big. He can't make this hand because they have 5 tricks on defense. The 8 of spades will bring the 9 and the ace, and now the defense has 5 top tricks.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
Yeah, so he has to play the 10 to have any chance. After that, and he did play the 10. Now, after that, it's still up in the air.
There is work to be done in this hand.
Yeah, the only problem is for the defense. So now the 10 of spades is one, and we play diamonds. And what can the defense do? If they cash their second club, declare has 9 tricks.
I like the defense here ducking the diamond because there's communication issues.
Sure.
Boy, it's amazing how good we are when we can see all 4 hands, Mike.
Well, yeah, it was a good play by Eric Greco. I'll just point out the 10 of spades. That was a big play. I mean, I don't mean he made, oh boy, an exciting, great play. What I'm saying is it was good and necessary.
Now let's think about this hand for a second. John's defending. His partner played a low spade, which is either the singleton 3 or from 9-3 doubleton if their carding's reverse.
Right.
He knows he might only have 6 clubs. He's probably giving him count in the diamond suit. I don't know how he'll digest all of this.
He did duck the diamond as you suggested. I think they only have 8 tricks anyways.
Well, he's going to cash the ace queen of clubs and play a spade, and that's going to secure the contract.
Yes, and I think he will. He can see, right? He can see that's necessary. Yes, I had miscounted the tricks. Yeah, they don't have 9 tricks.
Fatigue often sets in these long matches, and this is the kind of hand that can slip through if you're not in the top of your game.
Sure.
But Johnny Hurd defended this hand very well, ducking the diamond, playing the club, and I think they're going to find a winning defense now.
Right. No, sure. I had miscounted the tricks, really. So the fatigue has set in for the commentators too, I'll just say.
I'm already filled with fatigue after my fiasco on the golf course this afternoon.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I
don't believe you.
A brilliant front 9 and a back 9 that was gruesome.
Yeah.
I hate golf.
At least you didn't double bogey the last hole to lose the PGA Championship. How about that? Yeah.
That's a small gain, right?
Yeah, that's right.
A mini Vandeveld.
Yeah,
I do believe Kevin is going to get this right. What else? He needs partner to have the ace of hearts and the king of spades is all. Unless he's not counting the tricks the way I wasn't. Yeah. Declarer has 1 club, 2 spades, and 5 diamonds. Is all if he cashes his queen. I think he will. He'll do it. He'll do it. It may take a while, but he'll do it.
I think there's another reason, and that is the only way looking at his hand that declarer can make this is if he also had the ace of hearts. And if he had the ace of hearts, he would have played the queen of spades trick 1 and not the 10 of spades.
Right. That's good. Very good point. Yeah. And in the meantime, it's time almost for Vince to play a hard up. He's got to cash his. No, he's got entries.
He's got sunshine on a cloudy day.
Yeah, he does. I don't think he could get it wrong. Almost impossible to get it wrong. But I mean, let's see. Could he try and throw north in with something that, unless he tries to throw north in with the jack of diamonds, he's going to make it. Yeah.
Kevin still, he's in the tank if our connections are sound.
Yes.
Have you heard any feedback about playing with tablets, which is how the event's being run right now?
Well, I don't know. Some people think they're fine. I played with them, Mitch. I played in the team trials last year
Did it affect
with
your,
the
did it affect,
tablets.
did it affect
And
your play?
I didn't find them fun. But I'm an at the table kind of player. I prefer to be around the people, and I'm also a feely type. You know, I know there's much discussion of feeling your opponents, whether that should be part of the game or this kind of thing, and whether you feel your partner and the rest of it. But I'm just more social, and I prefer that. And I think there are some who prefer the tablets and prefer to concentrate in a more, bridge scientific way.
I'm so like you. I can't emphasize how much I agree with everything you said. And I'll
Right.
tell you, when we play in these BBO tournaments, which we've all done, and you press
Right.
the wrong button, that is a horrible
Right.
feeling. Ugh.
Yes. Well, what can I say? I'm just an old guy. I'm old fashioned, and I've played for all these years, for 45 or 50 years, with people, and I like it much better. But I know that people like Bart and Kit, and who were on my team in the team trials. I think they were so great in that trials. I suspect they are happy to do it that way. They're happy to just be with the bridge and the computer, and it's fine.
I've always thought Kitts had tremendous table feel, and so to me, my way of thinking, he would. That's something that some people are in a fog and just wonderful bridge players, but they're not really paying attention to
Right.
what's going on at the table. And boy, a kid is wonderful at picking that
Right.
up. So
Yes. So Kevin did cash the Queen of Clubs, and note John heard through what is no doubt a discouraging heart, because he knows he has defeated as long as he gets a spade, and he did. So that was good defense by North South, not erring here along the way, and that will be down 1 and 3, no trump.
And meanwhile, Vince is thinking about what to do in the other table.
Or I'm guessing he might be having connection problems on this one, because I don't know. I mean, it seems like he would just play a hard. He's seen the 10 come. I know that he could be being fooled, and he'll be happy to see that. And so he'll make his contract, and they will pick up 14 big imps.
Wish trick.
Well, 3 no trump is cold in the closed hand if Kevin Bathurst accidentally throws the 10 of clubs as his discard.
Yes, but he chose not to do that. And so a good result for them, defeating 3 no trump in the closed room. And now the match will be going to board 49 at the open table. It will be a 4 imp lead for Spectre. Okay, so let's see what we have on the next board here. And we'll see. It was certainly likely to start 3 clubs in the open room, as we saw. It was a very normal 3 club bid. Bobby Levin is going to do that, unless they play something fancy, which I don't think they do. And so here in the closed room, they started with a big club. Jeff has 18 balanced. And so I would imagine a club, a diamond. I don't know if South is vulnerable. He's not getting involved.
They're going to get to 4 spades.
Right.
Greco will bid 1 spade.
Right, I see. Yes, this will go rather quickly to 4 spades, I would imagine.
If they played some kind of relay system and Jeff could learn that Eric had a shortness in clubs, or perhaps shortness in hearts, he could get excited. But of course, he doesn't. They probably do have the methods, but that's not what's in the cards, so to speak. So they'll just get to 4 spades.
Right. So we have the same start on board 49 in the open room. 3 clubs, 3 diamonds. I wouldn't imagine South would get involved in this. And we'll probably see the same auction.
Wrong again.
What is three hearts by South?
It's alerted, so I'm guessing it's
Non-
forcing.
Non-forcing.
Well, he picked a bad time to do this. Now, I don't know what double is by West. Apparently double is not penalty. But whatever it is, Steve has gotten involved on the wrong hand. Certainly it could have been right to get involved if North had some hearts. But this time it's not going to work out. Whether East will reopen, or maybe Bobby will carry on to four hearts opposite a non-forcing three heart bid. But
That 7-2-2 distribution is pretty unattractive.
now, will East sniff out that partner has a penalty pass or not? That's interesting. He's very good at this, John. I've gone for too many numbers against John Kranick, I'll tell you that. They are not afraid to double. They're not afraid to be aggressive.
And that explains why you have gray hair.
That's right. Even though he has a very light overcall, he knows something isn't right about this. The opponents, if they had all of this stuff, probably would have bid four hearts, and they didn't. And presumably, Vince could not double for penalty. Presumably.
Well, we will see. Again, I think double will be more appealing if you are behind a lot. It's not clear if he thinks he's doubling for a one-trick set that he should do it.
Right.
Yeah, and he knows that Vince is short of clubs, so there's a fear that they can run to clubs which he cannot beat.
Well, from who's fearing they run? You mean that maybe Vince didn't double when double would have been penalty because he was afraid the opponents could run?
Yeah,
That's possible, but I doubt it. I don't know. It would be interesting to double. This is not something you're going to find on the conventional sheets here, whether three clubs, three diamonds, three hearts double is takeout or penalty. I mean, they may know what it is, but I don't think you're going to find it, Al, even with all the stuff you have on these pairs. Meanwhile, they had an artificial auction in the closed room to the four spades that we all knew they were going to get to. There should be a ref out here who says, just bid four spades, you're going to.
Greco showed five spades and some 3-3-2.
Right.
Good methods.
And John.
And the hand's going to get over quickly, but on that hard.
Yes. Right.
There's no place to park the club losers. It's going to be 10 tricks very quickly.
Right.
In the other table, we're just waiting to see what John Kraniak does.
Right. We're waiting to see what the plus will be for East West. Is it some plus they're getting? He's off. Steve plays him well, but he's not going to make three hearts. I'll tell you that. It looks like it's down 2 or 3.
Well, let's see. There's going to be a diamond lead, and he's probably going to play a diamond back. And
well, he could play a club trying to get rid of his diamond.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And he'll see the king, and now he'll know he can get rid of his diamond, but it's going to get rough the next one. It turns out that's sort of good. It gets rough with natural trump tricks. But he still then will lose 3 spades and all of these hearts.
John has come up with the balancing double.
I'm telling you, I've never been let off the hook by John Kraniak in my life. He's a terrific, tough, competitive player. And here he's going to be rewarded with 500 or so.
I suspect the next time we see a director call, it will be for an easy board.
Well, that will end the auction. And I would imagine down 3 is about right. And probably not quickly. And that will surely give the Spectre team another, if it's down 3, that would be another 11 imps, and they would have forged into about a, let's see, they're leading by 15 imp lead.
Well, we did get another director call. I wonder if it's a tempo issue.
Ah, I see. Well, I suppose here's a situation. Let's see. It went 3 clubs, 3 diamonds, 3 hearts. Well, what could the tempo issue be?
Vince taking time to pass.
But the way I see the screen, how would it be known that Steve didn't take 10 minutes to bid 3 hearts? The screen appears to me to be with Steve and Vince on one side of the screen. I see this thing in the middle that I assume is the screen.
Yeah, that's the screen.
So that means Vince and Steve are on the same side of the screen. So the bids would come back, 3 hearts pass, but nobody would know that the pass took a long time. Is that how they see them? Do they see the bids 2 at a time on their Lovebridge tablets? I can't remember. I think so.
Yes.
Yes, because
Yes.
it's supposed to mimic a screen. So in that case, I don't see how there can be a tempo thing.
Well, I can make the counter argument. I think that if one's going to decide to make a non-forcing 3 heart bid, it's not a long, arduous process to make that decision. So I think that more likely than not, the tempo would come from the person underneath him, particularly when I'm looking at a hard void. So I would actually go the other way on this.
Okay, and I would
Yeah,
make
I'm
the
with Mitch.
counter argument. Hold it. I have my counter argument that Steve should have thought longer and harder about whether to bid 3 hearts. So there. Yeah. All right.
Well,
Anyway.
Vince also called for the director. So
Oh, really? Huh.
who knows what's going on?
I see. Okay. Maybe he was trying to take his pass back. He meant to double. I don't know.
No.
You know.
No, I think I was right the first time that they're just looking for an easy board.
All right. So meantime, all tempo issues are connectivity. I'm told by our operator Maya, who knows. So all of these tempo things that we're talking about are probably not real tempo things. In the meantime, what do we have here? We have West in 3 no trump on board 51, and a good lead was made. It sure looks like a good lead. A very good lead was made by North Kevin Bathurst, who could have led a heart, but he led from his king queen 3rd of spades, and that is a big winner.
Notice
Big one. Also knows
they're playing Rusino leads there against no trump.
Right. But that
2-0 opener wasn't automatic.
Right. A heart lead would allow a mate. So big winner by Kevin Bathurst is going to net. Well, he will now defeat the contract, barring something I don't see. Certainly, it looks easy from here, and he wouldn't have defeated it on a heart. So well done.
I like the 2-0 trump opener. They don't play 20-21. They probably play 19 or 20, and this, to me, this is what I would do. So it must be wrong.
Well, it might have been wrong on this hand, because he might have been better off opening a diamond, having partner respond a spade, which I don't know whether he would have, all right? Oh, he couldn't open a diamond, they play a
He's
straw.
got to open
club.
14 clubs.
Strong
You
club.
need partner to show spades so they don't lead them. That's the whole point. Yes.
Well, either that or, yeah, you're right. There you go.
Well, they could have followed through if they played puppet Stamen. They could, but I don't think they do. 2-0, 3 clubs, 3 diamonds, 3 hearts, showing your 4 spades. He had to show them. But now it's just down.
You know, it was just straight statement.
Yep. But big winner and well-deserved imps for the North-South pair, especially North. South have little to do with it, even though I have always thought that John Hurd is one of the world's great players. He makes very few errors. He's does a lot of good things.
He's always played really well against me.
Yes, I've never seen him play poorly. He's a remarkably good player. In the meantime, here we are, and in 3 hearts doubled. And as I say, this could take a while. Connectivity issues or not, because it's not a friendly hand. So he did not cash the queen of clubs. He took it and he played a spade to the king, which was really good. He's a great card player, Steve.
I think the king of spades play was right. The person on his right overcalled 3 diamonds. The hearts are clearly on his left. So the ace of spades, I don't know about the queen of spades, but the ace of spades was probably marked on his right.
Right.
But it was a good play, and he's playing under pressure. So that's still...
Sure. And now West has to sort of determine, do I want to, play my high trumps, maybe at the cost of a trump trick. It might come back to him so that we don't see 2 spades roughed in the dummy, but that won't be easy anyway. Okay, they've started another board in the closed room. They're on board 52. So the Spectre team has gotten off to a very fast start here, and there aren't that many boards to go. After board 51, we'll have 9 boards. For the nickel team, we'll have to play some catch up.
Well, that said, the nickel team has come from behind and snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, probably more than any team in the history of American bridge.
Right, that's right. Yeah. So here we have 1 spade past 2-0, which is, I'm going to guess, since everybody plays this, limit raise or better, but I could be wrong. We don't know yet. They haven't filled in their explanation.
I think it's forcing, but they use modified response structure.
I see. Some people play 2-0 is either a weak game. It could be a weak game force or this or that. Let's see.
I think it's very common to
Spades
play.
game force. They play, just Jacoby.
They do. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the responses that are modified.
I see.
So
Sure.
3 clubs says any minimum.
Right. Well, now he'll likely just bid 4 spades unless he wanted to consider something fantastic. I doubt they can play 3-0 after that start. But
Well, what about the opposite short clubs? There might be
yes,
some
it's
hands.
a good point. It's a good point, Al.
Keep
It's
looking for it.
possible. Yeah, sure.
Bear in mind,
3
because when he
diamonds
shows
does
a-
ask.
Bear in mind, when he shows a balanced hand, he didn't open a no trump. So his partner's going to know in all likelihood he's got less than 14 high cards.
Sure.
Yeah, 3 hearts says balanced.
And then interestingly, should they arrive at 4 spades, North would have to stay away from the Queen of Hearts or a heart lead, if I'm not mistaken. And he would have to stay away from that in order to defeat 4 spades. I suspect myself that I would lead a heart.
And I suspect I would lead a diamond.
Aha, that's why they pay you the big bucks. Yeah.
No, that's because I can see all the hands.
Okay.
I might lead a heart.
And he
Kevin's
did
answer
lead the
is
jack
he
of
has
hearts.
led a heart, which might be we might see the first swing for the nickel team of this hand with the quite reasonable heart knave being led.
Right. Well, I mean, the same thing could happen at the other table. It's possible. I mean, I don't see, unless they have some auction where something indicates don't lead a heart, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. The good news for them is they play Rusa now, so it was conceivable for Declara to get it wrong and play for jack and one heart, but he did not.
He has time to find out about the minors distribution, doesn't he?
He's not going to learn anything from the minors.
Right, everybody's following to this, that, and the other.
Well, doesn't he learn enough to know that Hearts was not a doubleton?
Well, it doesn't matter
already
anymore.
shows-
He already played
Yeah.
for this anyway. He played for the Queen and North when he ducked at trick one. That was all. He must by force get it right, and he will make his 4 spades, which as was said already, it could be a swing for the nickel team. Certainly a good position for them.
Yeah.
The
It's
play
not a
has
result that's going to lose him.
right. Well, I hate to say such things, but it sure doesn't look like it. But meanwhile, poor Steve is forced to struggle in his 3 hearts doubled. And he's doing the best he can, but it won't be too good. Maybe he'll hold it to down 2. It's possible, right? If he holds it to down 2, I don't know that he can. Let's see, we rough this. King of hearts. I don't know. He's going to lose 4 more heart tricks. And is that all? I think so. Looks like he's going to lose 4 more heart tricks.
That's what I say. 4 heart tricks.
Yeah. So that'll be down 2 only. But he'll lose 8 imps. And so that will make the score now 201 to 189 is 12.
Kevin
Okay.
Mathers is open in the next hand 2-0, which seems reasonable.
And well, I mean, it's conceivable that Eric Greco will enter the auction. It would make it hard on South a bit. Huh. More than a bit. He'll have quite the guess what to do. 2-0, 3 hearts. Some people play, let's see here, that 3 spades denies spades and double shows 4 or 5 spades if it went 2-0, 3 hearts.
I play that treatment with some of my partners in 4 hearts,
Right.
6 spades.
Right. Yeah, and he did bid 3 hearts. So I think we'll see that here. So we'll see double pass. And since North does not have 3 or 4 spades, we'll bid 3-0 trump, although he could look for something in the minors with his particular hand type. But I guess he won't. He'll probably just bid 3-0. And so the score is 201 to 189, 12 imps heading into board 50 in the open room. And board
As
50
you guys,
go ahead.
go ahead. I'm just saying, as you guys described, double shows 4 or 5 spades.
Right. And the hand on the left side of the screen is the rather dull 4 spades, which will, yeah, it's totally cold no matter what. And
Although they did make an over trick, so 1 imp will be in play.
yes. Well, what could 1 imp matter?
You never lost or won by 1 imp, have you, Michael?
No. So Spectre Yeah, I've probably lost, I don't know about you, but I've probably had, in my lifetime, four or five one-imp matches or something.
So I'll tell you my favorite one imp loss. I was playing many years ago with Alex Chekhov, who was known as the Gray Cloud on the West Coast, because bad things were always happening to him. And we were in the finals of a knockout at Bridge Week, and we got to 7-0 trump. And when he found out that spades were 3-0 offside, he figured there was a 1% chance to make 7-0 anyway, and he went down 2. And at the other table, Peter Weichsel was in 7 spades and claimed down 1, and we lost by 1.
Lost by 1.
And Alex could be seen in the auditorium hitting his head against the wall.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yes. So 3-0 trump, by the way, 3-0 trump that was arrived at on board 53 in the closed room will end up doing fine because the diamond finesse is on.
Right.
And let's see, they're north-south. He's going to have to risk going down quite a few, but he's going to risk that. I have little doubt.
I have little doubt as well.
Yeah.
And now we're waiting to see whether the nickel team gains an impact on board 50 or whether that board will be a push.
Right.
Now they probably play standard signals, and so Bobby has pitched the deuce of diamonds, so that does give Stevie a chance to switch to clubs. We shall see.
Right. Do they play odd even first discard, Al?
Their discards, low is encouraging, high is even.
Stevie's made the right switch, and so
Right.
nickel team will harness it in here.
Right. Cutting the lead to 11.
Have you ever heard of that combination?
So it's
Low is attitude, high is count.
low is attitude, high is count. No, I didn't know this. I don't know from this. I'm sure they've thought it out better than I have. Yeah. All right, so now let's see if Vince also opens to no trump, which I think he might. He
Yep.
did. So we'll have a similar auction, and we'll see if Bobby chooses as well as Kevin
Well,
Bathurst did.
Except they do play a version of puppet.
It's not
They
real-
do. So it's possible that East will show his 4 spades, and that will keep North off the spade.
Yeah, 3 diamonds will show either no 4-card major or 5 spades. It's interesting. We see a couple pairs in the final that play this.
That's
3
fascinating.
diamond, 3 heart response shows 4, 5 hearts. 3 spade response shows exactly 4 spades and not 4 hearts. And 3 no trump shows 4, 4 in the majors.
Well, so that what they likely play then is the 3 spades would be a relay to 3 no, and 3 no would say if you have 5 spades, bid 4 spades. Maybe not.
Now, what did 3 hearts do here is the question.
3 hearts probably shows 4 spades, I'm guessing. I don't know.
If it does, it's going to be,
But if partner can only have 5 spades or no 4-card major, then there's no reason for East to show 4 spades.
right. We'll have to wait and see what 3 hearts said. Maybe
Yeah.
3 hearts asked.
3 hearts was just an ask.
Ah. Well, now the ball is still up in the air. Then. If 3 hearts is simply an ask and did not show 4 spades, it's possible for North to lead to high spade. Although all this talk about spades could put him off the lead, and he did lead a heart. We'll have to find out whether 3 hearts was simply an ask or not.
Well, I think that it implies interest in 5 spades, so he's going to have 3 or 4 spades.
Right, which makes it less of a, right, and declare a claim right away. Happily.
Quickly.
And this will be 13 fat imps to the Spectre team at a crucial moment here, as they've turned this around. They started with a deficit when we started this segment, a 10 imp deficit, and they are now ahead by 24 after only the, let's see, the seven boards have been played and to be compared or something, right?
Set score of 35-1.
6 boards, right? 6 boards, 35-1. Well, as you say, the nickel team has made some comebacks. We'll see. It's they have a chance on this board to pick up something, but the Queen of Hearts lead on whatever the auction is going to be seems fairly normal. And it started with a
People may
spade and some kind of Jacoby. Yeah.
I think it's interesting on the next board, board 54 in the closed room,
Mhm.
Eric Greco chose to open a precision 1 diamond as opposed to opening 2 diamonds, which I suspect is a 3 suited hand with short diamonds.
I see.
Maybe with the
Correct. He
honor.
does have the correct. He does have the correct shape, but the singleton diamond honor and the spades of 3 to the deuce.
And what
had
are
him
two-
treating it as a balanced hand.
What
Yeah,
did
I agree with that.
what did 2 hearts show here? Diamond, 2 clubs, 2 hearts.
2 hearts is typically a balanced minimum.
I see. I see.
Correct. Yeah, 2 clubs is only forcing around, and 2 hearts is as Mitch described.
You know, in the
Balanced
last,
minimum.
I have to say, in the last few years, I've learned something new, that balanced hands contain singletons. I didn't know that. For all those years I played bridge, you know, like 45 years. Now all these balanced hands contain singletons. So I'm not so sure what a balanced hand is. I have to discuss it further with my partners when we sit down to play.
Another way of looking at that, you're being slightly tongue in cheek,
Yes.
is if you're looking for a game, the 9-trick game, even with the stiff honor, weighs towards getting to the 9-trick game.
Yes. Yes.
Especially singleton king. That's the best one.
Right. No, sure. I am being tongue in cheek, and sure. But it does, we do see lots more 1-no trump openers with singleton honors than we used to, and we see this kind of thing, you know, where
You're absolutely right.
he's treated it as a balanced 11 and 13. They probably know from experience, like you said, Mitch, that, you know, opening these light 2 diamond bids with a stiff queen is not, you know, and precision 2 diamond bid is not the way to go, you know.
Yeah, the big clubbers have been doing that for a long time, where they say 1 diamond is 2+, or
right,
sometimes singleton diamond
Turning the
honor.
board, going over, sorry guys to interrupt, going over
Yeah.
to 52, Bobby Levin has made the same lead that Kevin
Right.
Mathers made against 3-0, leading the heart honor, so that
Right.
will likely be a push.
right, against the 4 spade, right, yes. So so now the nickel team has to get revved up here. They have after board 52, they will have 8 boards to go. They're 24 imps down.
They need to.
And board 53 is very likely nothing, but I mean, it could be something. We'll see. The Spectre squad, I will say this, over the last couple of years, they've become, you know, one of the teams to beat. They're very tough. This is a team, I played them in the USA 2 final last year, and they're just very hard to beat. You know, they come at you very aggressively, as you've seen already. You know, 1-no, 3-no with balance 8 count, and go beat me. that kind of thing. So you can lose imps to them quickly if things go their way.
They have 3 outstanding partnerships.
Yeah, yes, they do. Right. And they've shown it. They represented us in this last Bermuda Bowl. You know,
I
they're
believe
very
they won
good.
I want to say, didn't they win the Solway knockout?
Yes, that's right. And they're just they're you know, there are 3 or 4 top teams in the US, and they're certainly one of them.
Yeah.
And Bobby has opened Tuno Trump in the open room, as did Kevin Bathurst. And I feel as if John will overcall also. And I think we'll see the same auction, very likely. Because I think most pairs play this gadget, Tuno, 3 hearts, double is 4 or 5s. No, he didn't overcall. So there.
Just to fill in the blanks for some of the viewers, this matchup, these 2 teams were both in the World Championships in Italy.
Yeah.
Nickel was USA 1, Spectre was USA 2.
So we're having the standard kind of auction without the 3 heart interference in the open room. The standard auction, 2 no, 3 hearts, 3 spades, 3 no, all pass. And I presume we'll get the same heart lead. We'll take the same diamond finesse. And that's that. So we'll see what the bridge gods have in store for us in the last half of this segment to see if the nickel squad will have any chance to come back. So here we are in 3 no trump on board 54, which I haven't even really looked at in the closed room. Played from the east side, spade lead through the ace king jack. Okay, so he has 5 clubs. Well, this shouldn't be too much trouble. He'll probably try a heart here. I would imagine he'd try the jack of hearts, but I can't say for sure. Maybe he's test the clubs and then try the jack of hearts, something like that. He can always later on, yes, he tried the jack of hearts now, north covers, and he's got plenty of tricks. It's all a question of over tricks now. Yes, I guess that was a good point, Al. So whichever team wins this match will have been in 2 Bermuda Bowls in a row representing the US.
Correct. They will.
And perhaps whoever it is will do a little better than last time. If we can get rid of the Swiss team, are they still going to be from Switzerland, or are they moving to some other country? With
No,
new
they
pairs?
they have to stay with Switzerland.
Oh, they do. Okay. Well, I just wanted to know. I thought you could know. Well, whatever I say is going to get me in trouble, so I'll be quiet from here.
The WBF rule is you cannot have played for a different country within 2 years.
Right.
And if you have switched once already,
Mhm.
you have to wait another 10 years to go to a third country.
I see. So if they wanted to all represent Thailand, for instance, they'd have to wait 10 years.
No, but that 10-year rule is why Zimmerman is no longer playing with Multan.
Oh, I see. I see.
What did you think was the reason? I could say something, but it's off color.
No, Multan was not eligible to change to Switzerland. he
Yeah.
needed to wait 10 years because he had already changed from France to Monaco.
Oh, right, right.
So he could not meet eligibility rule.
Well, they appeared to have done just fine without him. But it was close, right? Yeah. That was a good final match, I will say, between Switzerland and the Dutch. That was a very good final match.
Yeah.
So here we are. The 3-0 trump is, as I said, going to make some number of over tricks. And on in the open room, both 3-0 trumps are making some number of over tricks. Board 53 is now a push. That's in the books. So 7 boards to go. And this board 54 looks like it won't be too exciting either. I would imagine they will arrive at 3-0 also and make that. So the nickel squad is running out of time fast.
But they are the nickel team.
They are. We can keep saying they're the nickel team, but they're also the Spectre team over here. And they've played well in this segment, and they've culled some imps by being aggressive and playing well. And
In case you
good opening
missed
lead.
it,
Right.
in case you missed it, nickel
Mhm.
did not lead in its quarterfinal match until the very final board.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Wow.
Yeah.
I was doing the commentary on that.
Wow.
It was pretty
Wow.
exciting.
Yeah.
Against the Kolesnik team.
That
Two
was the
juniors.
that was the segment where Eric underplayed. He didn't see, right, that the declare had not roughed something in the dummy. He would have gone home kicking himself for forever, Eric Greco. He missed what had happened, that Declare led some diamond and didn't rough in the dummy, and he failed to win it. He thought Declare was roughing in the dummy, but it didn't matter. He still won by 2 imps, so there were no issues. So here we are. Let's see board 55, if there's anything in that. Jeff has opened a diamond, precision, but he actually has diamonds.
Adam
North
was
called
out.
the heart, a normal negative double. South is out of it, and now it's sort of an annoying rebid for West. He doesn't have a heart stopper. He has a balanced hand. He could bid 1 spade, which is always questionable how many spades you have when you do that.
Adam Wildowski's written me and reported that the appeal from the second quarter has been withdrawn.
Ah, okay. So whatever it was, whoever was appealing this, that, or the other, the score is as we see it.
Thanks, Mitch. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah. And he did rebid 1 spade on his 3-card suit, which is what these days, most people, when they have 4 spades, and I don't know how minimum, but at least for some of us, at least a decent minimum with 4 spades, we rebid 2 spades as the opener. I don't know how you play that, Mitch. A diamond, a heart, double pass. Does 2 spades just show a minimum with 4 spades? Or
yeah, I like just what you're saying. Now, if I had the same hand in the king of hearts, I might choose to downgrade and bid 1 spade with 4 spades to keep partner from getting excited.
right.
In general, I would bid as you're describing.
Right. That's what I had come to with Michael Becker, who I played with over the last couple of years. That was the way we looked at it. So now let's see. Well, East has to decide if he's very likely going to bid. He could bid 2 hearts, or he could bid 3 spades if he wanted to rein it in a bit. The main problem with 3-0 trump on this hand is,
Whoa, what a great decision.
yes, really great decision. to pass with 2 aces, a king and a jack. Yes. And they had no place to play above a partial that I can see that would make. Yeah.
Mitch, have you started seeing a double of one of minor one heart showing 4 or more spades or 4 or 5 spades more than we grew up with it?
I play in most of my partnerships. I play the double. There is 4 or 5 spades. 1 spade denies 4 spades. In some partnerships, 2 hearts is weak or strong with 6 spades. 2 spades is invitational with spades. And some partnerships, 2 hearts is 6 spades period, wide range, and 2 spades is a mixed raise in the minor. Aren't you sorry you asked?
No, actually, I'm glad I asked. The audience may be sorry, but I'm glad I asked.
By the way, I've been seeing
that.
Go ahead, Al. Go ahead.
I've been seeing that from the Europeans for a long time, and I just wondered how much it's percolating into the States.
I like it very much. I play it in 2 of my regular partnerships. And interestingly, Jeff Hampson, who has given me a lot of advice when I switched to playing precision with Ifty Bakai, Jeff Hampson adamantly dislikes that treatment and sticks to double showing 4 spades. It's hard for anyone to argue with Jeff Hampson on bridge theory.
Well, wasn't he mentored by Rodwell? And Rodwell has always been adamant about double being 4 and 1 spade being 5.
Well, there's merit to both. And obviously, as we all know, in any treatment, you give up something, you gain something.
And by the way, I'll just point out, it was a good play here by Kevin Bathurst. It may not help on this hand, but he could see there was nothing doing in any of the side suits, so he gave a rough slough, which he hoped could, perhaps damage Declare's trump holding, but on this one, it probably won't. It could save an overtrick or something.
It was a good play. On the other hand, he felt like raising the white flag when he saw the dummy and they were
right. By the way, it was pointed out to me by someone out there that actually Moulton is going to play on that team. He only had to wait X number of years till he could join the Swiss team, and apparently it's within the next year he's going to be allowed to play. Don't ask me, Al. But I'm told by a reliable source.
I'm skeptical.
Okay, all right, I'll leave it at that. I don't know the politics of it or the rules or any of that, but
there is that too.
Yeah,
the financing of it.
Right. So now will Declare play a trump? See, North's defense has made it difficult to do that. So he probably will not. There's some risk, and although he could really at this point only lose 3 tricks no matter what, but he went this way. Will it matter? Will the defense get 2 trumps or only 1? That is the question. So let's see. He's the ace queen of diamonds. No, I think he's going to be forced to play a trump right at the end. That's the way it looks. Ace queen of diamonds, king ace of clubs, and a trump, and all is well.
Going back to that question I brought up, in the other room, double did show 4 or 5 spades.
Ah. And they've gotten to the 2 levels so far. Let's see if John quits here or not. That would be remarkable for these 2 pairs to judge to stay this low. And look, they did. He stopped at 2 spades.
It was a lot easier for Greco Hampson than it was for Demon.
Yes.
Grania.
Yes. So well done by both pairs. That's why we're seeing them here. They have very good judgment, aggressive, good card players. You're seeing it all right here.
The most interesting hand I think we've seen this segment was the hand where it was a push where both pairs were in 6 hearts. It'd be interesting to talk to the players after the fact to see if the hand with the spades and the king third of hearts was close to bidding 7. I would be interested in talking about that hand some.
Well, you can talk to some of the players afterwards, but I suggest you only talk to the winning team.
It's funny you say that, Michael. I've been working on a book, and in that book, a bridge book, and in that book, I talked to members of the George Jacobs team who lost the biggest lead of their career to the nickel team. Anyway, I was interviewing these people almost 20 years after the fact, and George Jacobs, I mean, they all talked, Howie Weinstein, George Jacobs,
Right.
they all had remorse, but George was the best. He said, "It pains me to think about that session to this day."
Right.
It was maybe 18 years ago.
I remember something like Howie Weinstein, somewhere I was at dinner with him or something, and he said, we didn't even play that badly. That's what he told me. And they just got whomped. Yeah, it was 80 something imps or 90 imps or something. Yeah. Amazing. Well, the boards here, they've put a board down on the right-hand side, and it looks to me like another unexciting 3-note trump. I mean, yes, that's what it's going to amount to. There may be some maneuvering by East just to see if anything. No, he doesn't even do that. So it sure looks like another dull 3-note trump. Certainly not what the nickel team needs right now. I don't know if they know what they need, but they need 24 imps if they want to continue this. And these are not the kind of boards they need. So this looks like, I don't even know if there's an imp in it here. 2 spades will probably do the same. He's arrived at a very similar position. If he cashes 3 diamonds,
Looking ahead to board 56, which is being played in the closed room, doesn't look like there's an opportunity for a swing there either.
Right. That's what I was looking at. It sure seems like a normal 3-note trump. Well, he managed to make only 2 in the open room in 2 spades. He played it fancy, but it was all sort of normal, and who worries about such things? And he made 110, but lost an in. So the score is now 23, the difference in the match. And they've been very kind to us. They're both on the same board right now. So it sure looks like with 4 to play, the difference will be somewhere in the 23 or 24 neighborhood. So they'll need either 2 game swings or some partial in a couple of game swings, or this or that. But it's getting late early for that. So on the right-hand screen, let's see how many tricks they have. They have 4, 2, 1. They have 7 tricks to come, east-west at least. Yeah, it looks like he's going to end up with 10 tricks or so. Here, the South got involved after when a club passed a spade, he bid 2 spades. I believe also in the old days that showed sort of a better hand than he has, but maybe that was not the best way to play it. I don't know. But in any case, now I don't know. I'm sorry, Mitch. Go ahead.
No, go ahead and finish your thought.
I was just going to say, I don't know if East doubles here, if that's penalty, and will they play there, which maybe they will. And how 2 spades does is up in the air. Let's see.
Kevin Bathurst has made a very fine switch here. And now if there's going to be a squeeze, if this trick gets ducked, there's going to be a major suit squeeze. Let's see if this happens. Unless a spade is played now that breaks up the squeeze.
Ah, yes.
Which I predict will happen. If he plays the king of hearts, then Jeff will take the rest of the tricks.
Right. It would sort of, from his perspective, it might be, if the king of hearts was played, it might just be a double squeeze, right? If North having the ace of diamonds. And,
right.
Right. You're right. He will squeeze everybody. So let's see, the double by John in the open room was not passed. I don't know what it meant exactly, the double, I guess.
It was.
Go ahead.
Yeah, not alerted. It just wasn't alerted.
Right, so we don't know. I mean, having bid spades and doubling, I guess that's penalty-ish, but also Vince knows, you know, Steve isn't totally crazy, so he can't really expect his partner to have, you know, 4 trump tricks or something. And so they've arrived at the same contract. And we'll see if Vince can duplicate what looks like it's going to be making 5, as you pointed out, Mitch, is a squeeze or double squeeze or whatever you want to call it. And he can chuck his cards away. Here they've gotten off to a heart lead, which automatically, in theory, can hold declared to 4, because he can't. The defenders have 3 tricks after a heart lead. Okay, and they've moved on to board 57 in the closed room. Let's see if there's anything in this. So that looks like something like a 1-no trump opener.
It looks like a part score hand.
No. Let's see. 1-no, 3-no. 1-no, will South become involved? No. Could you possibly bid now? Here's a question. How does Jeff think he's doing in this segment? And would that affect his decision on what to do here? I'll tell you this, 1-no, 3-no might work. On the other hand, let's see, I don't even think it matters. Can they beat this? The way to beat it is to no.
You can't beat 3-no.
You can't beat 3-no.
3-no is just, it's there.
Yes.
I think Jeff will bid it, but we'll see. He's vulnerable, and
yeah,
I think there's been one adverse swing at both tables. They doubled 2 spades at Jeff's table. At the other table, they went for 303 hearts. Both tables might be feeling bad that they missed a possible slam, I think, on the first board, the club slam. And
Right.
both tables didn't get to 7 hearts, which was not so easy to get to. So there's
Right.
some uncertainty, but we'll see.
Right, and this looks like puppet Stamen. He was checking on 5 spades, no doubt,
Right.
partner's hand.
No,
I don't know if, not that it's that crucial. There are more crucial things for the north-south pair in the open room, but I'm not sure they're going to take their tricks here.
just to correct you, in the closed room, 2-no trump was either diamonds or weak with both minors.
Oh, right. Okay, that's the way I play. I figured nobody plays the way I play. So I thought it might be puppet Stamen. How foolish of me, of course. So so they
I play
actually,
2-0 as puppet Stamen myself.
well, they actually passed it out in 3 diamonds. So Jeff went low, but on this hand, it was a loser. Now he could have been a winner, by the way, and 3-no trump, I'll just point out, if you switch things around a bit, could be very bad.
3-0
because
could be
it
a
could-
horrible contract, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it could be if you switch the ace of hearts to the north hand and etc. But I would not at all be surprised to see John and Vince did that, because they usually go high on these and quickly. But we'll see. I
And
mean,
we've seen that in this segment.
right.
Well, it looks like Eric and Jeff are going to make 11 tricks. In fact, that's just been claimed.
Right. And so another possible swing for the Spectre team, which that one would just about put the match out of reach. And here we have yet another 3-no trump with a very similar setup to the last one, except this one, you have your 9 or whatever tricks playing in 3-no trump with a big diamond fit. This one, the only issue is your 3 little hearts opposite 3 little, but that's a much better game. And I think after the last one, I would be surprised if they went lower again, just because they're probably thinking, oh, we better not do that again.
Well, it's also more
This one, no,
enticing.
will be 15-17.
Yeah,
It's also more enticing to look for a light game with ace empty 6 in your long suit than Jack 10.
yes, rather than Jack 10 9 6, of course. Yeah. Well, let's see how Vince handles it. And what was this 1-no trump in the open room? Was that?
Vol is good 14-17.
Yeah, you told me this before, Al. Right, but that was a
You're
long
allowed to
time
keep-
ago. It was many boards ago. I could not possibly remember.
Keep
And
asking. There's no reason to remember it.
So over 2-no trump.
The exact same 2-no trump.
Now, did 3 diamonds in the closed room say I like it, or it didn't say
Yeah.
anything?
3 diamonds says I like diamonds. 3 clubs would
Ah.
say I don't like diamonds and it's passable.
Right, because of that 5-5 week thing. Yeah.
Right.
Well, here Vince went on where Jeff did not. And that's going to work out for him. So that will be another 10 imps to.
Well, it was a different range. It was 14-16 at the other
Right,
table.
right. That's the key thing. Yes, it was 14-16 in the other room. It's amazing how these ranges can come to such importance, but it happens. Yes. And here they are again, but this time it's 1-no, 2-no, and he'll say he likes diamonds, and I think East may show short spades and will land in 3-no trump.
And this
in the
time,
closed room.
the Hampson Greco 1-no is 15 to 17.
17, you sure? I would imagine East would show short spades for fear that this 3-no is not the right spot. You know, if you switch the majors, you'd see that. If you switch the majors in the West Hand, you can see why it might be important to show the short spades.
This match is not yet over, but I think we do need to take a step back and just acknowledge how completely solid the Spectre team has been, not just,
Yes,
you pointed out, not just in this event, but in the last few years.
right.
Seeing solid bridge, and they're beating what arguably has been the best team in the world for a long time. So,
No, sure.
so, you know, these guys are playing fantastic, and
Yes.
and they're going to have as good a chance as anybody when they get to Morocco.
Yes.
Well, this is-
I'm with you. You said it just
This
right.
is also only the second time that they've played the 8th segment.
Yes. Yeah, they've had opponents withdraw twice, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And as we know, the nickel squad had one match that was 2 imps on the last board, right? They took the lead, as you said, Al, earlier, they took the lead on the last board of the match. So they've had
Right.
a tough road here. It's really, it's sort of heartbreaking to get to this point. You play all week, play very hard for the nickel team. And then in the last segment, you lose it, you know, some imps just because whatever, we could say they played well or poorly here. I don't know. These are judgment things. Certainly not throwing away things onto the floor. And here it's a tough loss. It's a very tough loss to, now
Well,
they have to come back
there's some
next year.
consolation.
Yeah.
Right. There's some consolation because last year it was Spectre that had to drop into the USA 2 bracket.
Right.
This time it's nickel. So
Right.
they're even.
Right, exactly. Spectre had to drop into the USA 2, but they came out of it and they won it. Worse is to be there all week and lose that USA 2 match. That shouldn't happen to a dog.
I think
Like
Diamond did that 2 years running.
No, I did it last. That's who I managed to go through the USA 2. By the way, only not through my own decent play, but only because my teammates were very good all the way through. But we did go all the way to the last segment of the USA 2, and we were even ahead. And then Spectre came out and had one of these segments against us where we had very little chance. They played beautifully, as they have here in the final segment. And
I think Diamond actually lost in both the USA 1 and USA 2
USA 2.
finals.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst.
Twice.
Yes. That's toughy. But in any case, so they've arrived at 3-0 on that. Here we are 3-0 on this, and they're going to be ahead now by 224. They'll be up 32 with 3 to go. Well, it would be something if they can come back from here. 32 with 3 to go. It's not too likely. You need, and board 58 is not much of a board. So I think for all intents and purposes, this one is over.
Pre-gloat.
Well, I mean, I can't see what can happen on board 58 that would not be. There's no way. They would have to have a bidding accident, which they're not going to do. This will be 1-0, but they'll have the same auction and they'll show diamonds and short spades and they'll get to 3-0. I mean, unless John chooses a more direct route to 3-0, so as not to give away a lead or this or that, but they're getting there. By the way, it's interesting. North could, if partner were in a past hand, you could intervene and show majors. He did not. The vulnerability, being vulnerable makes it a little scarier, but one could do that. And there it is, diamonds. So everybody's playing the same systems. It's unusual to get to see it 2 hands in a row. One no trump opener opposite, long diamonds and a shortness and a major and the blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah will get you every time.
Well, I could say, Mitch, it's been a pleasure commentating with you. Al, who has had more airtime this week than Wolf Blitzer. It's been a
But you want to
pleasure.
compare the beards?
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're going to send you over to CNN after this. You're ready now, right? Okay, and let's see if board 59 has much to it. You know, most boards don't. That's the thing. These comebacks require some activity, and we've seen fairly dull boards here for a while.
That's true.
It's almost like, you know, a bit of magic for the Spectre team. They came in, scored their imps, and said, "All right, let's shut it down." And that's what happened. They're having the exact same auction. He showed a diamond transfer. He accepted. He liked his hand for diamonds. Short spades by John Kraniak and 3 no trump, and that's that.
45-3 set.
Here in the closed room, we've had a light opening bid, a 1 heart overcall, 1 spade all normal, and 3 diamonds, which is a mixed raise.
Good judgment there by John Hurd.
Yes. He could have looked at it as a stronger hand, but right, he went this route, and I think Kevin will bid a simple 3 hearts, and that's exactly where they belong. And now,
Well,
can
actually,
the
they
defense
belong in 2 hearts, but hearts are 2 too. So
right? Well, hold it. The defense could, I'll just point out, could give him a problem. Take 2 diamonds and 2 spades and play a 3rd spade, ruffed with the queen of hearts. That would be some defense, first of all, but it would give declarer an issue what to play for.
yeah, you're right. Absolutely right.
I don't think it will be easily seen by the defense, but these guys are the best in the world. So let's see. It's interesting. Even though we know the match is over in real terms, and congrats to the Spectre team. So look, I'm sorry everybody if somebody scores 24 imps on the last board, but I'll eat my words. But congrats to the Spectre team, and condolences to the Nickel team who played a great match, and they play. You know, today they were really good. This segment they just didn't have it as much as the Spectre team did. That's all.
I think you mentioned earlier that the Nickel team was superb through 3 sets where they gave up 50 imps and 45.
Yes.
And and basically they ran into a buzzsaw here.
Yes, that's right. And I've seen it before from this team. Now, the last time, by the way, when I played them, they did not have Vince on the team. Vince was not there. So they were a compromised team. So they did very well to make it through. Really, it was very hard. John had to play with Gavin at some points. And they did well. And they were in the last segment, John and Gavin, and they played very well, etc. But Vince is a great player. Yeah, and these 6 are tough as anybody. So let's see. They did not find that super defense that I suggested. Too bad. It would have been exciting. Then it would have been exciting to see if Kevin could figure out to play the 10 of hearts out of his hand and pin the 9. But We'll have to wait to see if they could do that at the other table, should they arrive at the same spot. What's really great for me is seeing how many hands are opened that I wouldn't open.
Well, it's a matter of style, and I will say this, and we're maybe beating a dead horse here.
No, don't.
No, when you go through the bridge world, when we all go through bridge worlds from years and years and years of playing bridge, and we look at the amount of errors that are played in these matches, it's staggering. It gave us all hope as we were coming up.
Yeah,
We haven't seen that today. We've seen wonderful bridge, and it's just the rub of the green that the Spectre team with this brilliant fourth quarter is winning. But the fact is, the level of play has been really strong.
yes. Well, by the way, if you look at the score, the nickel team is held to 192 imps in 120 boards. That's just about 1.5 imps a board. That is very, very tough to win matches when that's what you're held to, and they're held to that because the Spectre team played well. Right. Even, by the way, even Spectre's score is not much. You can win a lot of matches giving up less than 2 imps per board, which, nickel did here, but it's not going to help. It was just a good, tough match between two really good teams.
I mean, and we could isolate a few boards. There was a hand recently where Greco and Hampson played 3 diamonds. And the other table, they got to 3-0, and the lie of the cards was such 3-0 could have gone down a lot, but it was, you couldn't beat the hand, and you have a couple results like that, and when you got two teams where the card play is superb, you get those kind of swings. It's hard to overcome that.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So let's see here. They come down to the last board, and it sure looks like. It looks like they're going to get to 4 spades, which likely will make, I suppose, on a club finesse, if he gets to the dummy, which he'd have to do on the 4th round of trumps, assuming 4 spades played by East.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance that Greco bids 3 hearts Michaels here, which would make Hampson the declarer.
Ah, good point. So he'd have to get to his own hand to take that club for this. Yes. And in the meantime, they did not find the double dummy defense in the other room to give declarer a guess, and so that's another push. And this is the last board we're seeing in the closed room, and soon to be played in the open room. And
now go ahead.
Very, very quickly, going back to 59, we got one more permutation of that one of a minor, 1 heart overcall handling mechanism. Greco Hampson bid 1 spade, and it was alerted as exactly 5 spades, which I have never seen before.
Wow. Yeah, because they play probably some transfer competition when you have 6 or more spades. That's what a lot of people do. Yeah.
But
so
they do double.
By the way, I want to
spades.
point out, Al, I'm sorry. I just had to point out, he didn't bid Michaels. He just took the bull by the horns and said 4 spades. Yes.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I didn't picture that one.
Right.
Not unreasonable at all. He's got semi-solid spades, and in 10, if he can pick up the clubs, he rates to make 10 tricks. So it's a pretty.
And Mitch, when it goes club strong, a heart pass, that's either a penalty pass or 0 to 5 or something.
Yeah, double would be 5 to 7. So therefore, pass is either a penalty double or it's less than a decent 5 count.
I get it. So he knew that it's looking at queen and 1 heart. It was very unlikely his partner had a penalty pass. So he knew what the whole ball game was.
Yeah, the opponents are vulnerable, so their hearts are going to be in their hands. I think it's made a good bid.
Right. So here it'll go 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, 3 spades. Now, when I played, this I don't play much system stuff, but now 4 clubs by me here would be natural. And if I wanted to hear Q bidding, I would bid 3 no trump over
I bid
3
this-
spades.
And when you and I play together, I play it the same way.
Okay. We'll go have a round of golf tomorrow and then we'll play the bridge game at the local. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to settle for dinner right now when this match is over.
Yes. So John,
Guys, I have really enjoyed this. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
well, I want to thank you, Al, really, without kidding aside, for all the hard work you did this week in letting us know conventions, and just being a commentator was very useful for everybody. And I want to thank Maya, who is the operator, who has been here throughout and has worked, I don't know, about 27 hours a day on this, and has taken care of everything great. And she's shown us all the results and this and that when there were many matches going on. And thank you, Maya, for all of your
Yes,
help.
the unsung heroes here are Maya and Al. I agree. They both do a lot, and then of course Jan Martel makes everything work in American Bridge, and we can't say enough good things about her.
Right.
Amen.
And they're going to slowly get to 4 spades in the open room. And I don't know. I missed the play in the closed room, but not that it mattered. He eventually would either take a club finesse and make it, or he wouldn't. But he apparently he did. So okay, thank you
All right, everybody. Thank you all. I hope the spectators have enjoyed this. And Michael and Al, stay well. Maya, stay
Right.
well. And I'll talk to you guys when I talk to you.
Okay, we're gonna
Take
let
care,
it go
Mitch.
here, everybody. You can watch the final result. Oh, Maya is doing us a favor and showing us the play. Let's see if he played 4 rounds of spades. I guess he did. Yes, I'm sure he did. Well, okay, fine. He eventually got to his hand and then played. Right. Okay.
All right, all. Take care.
All right. So long, Mitch. So
Yep,
long.
so long. Be well, both of you.
Bye, Al. Bye, audience. We're leaving you with the 4 spades in the open room. Well, maybe I'll just hang out to just make sure that we watch the end of this match, because they deserve it, actually, that we
Yeah.
stay to the end.
I don't know about you, but I'm taking the rest of the week off.
Yes, and then you're going to go commentate on some other event. Yes.
Wrong.
Wrong. You're going to get your air conditioning fixed in your car. Yeah.
That's what I have to do.
Right. So the Queen of Diamonds lead. Well, that's interesting lead, by the way. Oh, his partner doubled 4 diamonds. I see. Well, it's pretty good. I'll just say one more time. It's pretty good when you can win the last segment, when you came in down a bit and you win the last segment at this point, 45-3. That's pretty tough. Against 2 of the best pairs in the world.
What do you think about Kraniak's 2 club opener?
Well, I sort of understand it. I mean, I might not have done it because I'm less of a 2 club opener than others, but I understand not wanting to miss a game and having your partner pass a spade. You know, you can make game opposite very little. The Queen of Clubs, for sure, you've missed a game, right? If it goes 1 spade all pass,
Sure.
you're part of the Queen of Clubs and many other things. So I sort of understand, you know.
Well, they threw in an interesting twist. Vince's 3 spade raise showed a 4-card fit.
Really? How do you like that? Oh, that's fascinating. Fascinating.
I have taken so many notes this week.
Yes, these guys have thought of a lot of things, haven't they? Very impressive. So let's see. Now Ace of Hearts and well, we'll hang on till the end, you and I, Al. You, from our perspective, since we see each other and we see the one other handle that's on this Zoom meeting, which is Jan Martel, but we're seeing her horse is what we're seeing in the picture. Yeah. Very pretty looking at that all week. Yes. Okay.
wonder if that's the one. A couple of years ago, they made the cover of the ACBL bulletin. I'm not sure if it's the same horse though.
Oh, is that right? Oh, that's interesting. Yes, Jan is an equestrian. Yeah. I once had somebody come into a Grand National match and say, you don't have to finish the hand, the match is over. But I don't think they're going to do that to Steve. Nobody's walking in the room to tell him not to finish.
Lovebridge sends electronic shock.
So what will he play here? He's not playing a heart. He's playing a die. Trump will get this hand over, might get this hand over with quickly because Declare might win it with the 7 or 9 and the dummy and just take club finesse.
Yeah.
A diamond will torture Declare slightly. I mean, it's even possible to get this wrong in the end and give up and hope the Queen of Clubs drops, but I don't know that he'll do that. Especially since the 10-8 of diamonds are now good in the dummy, he's not going to lose many tricks, even should he take a club finesse. So he'll rough this, presumably
high.
Presumably, now Bobby's thinking of actually ducking, so he doesn't set up 2 trump tricks. I mean, 2 diamond tricks, because he doesn't know the whole hand. Well, although if for the 2 club opener, he could guess Declare's hand pretty much now. It might be 6 spades and 4 clubs.
And 4 clubs, right?
Right. He would have to have, for Bobby's play to matter, but it probably wouldn't matter. If Declare has 6 spades, he could probably do the same thing himself, probably. Let's see, ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 6 of spades. He might not have the entries. And ace, king, empty 4th of clubs. Ace, king, 10, 4th. That wouldn't be much of a 2 club opener. Although, you know, it's what he has to play for. I actually predict he ducks. Because you could play for that hand. Ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 6 of spades, ace, king, 10, 4th of clubs. By ducking the diamond, the declarer can't actually set up these 2 diamond tricks to pitch 2 club. Right, he did duck.
Now he has to rough high. And
right.
As
no,
some of the
he doesn't have to rough at all because Bobby did duck the diamond as north. So he's there.
He can, that's right. I'm sorry, he can duck the club.
Unless
Kibitzer's pointed out that if he had covered, it might have been necessary when opener had ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 5th of spades, so that there is no entry to dummy.
That is a very good point. Yes, that's a good point by the Kibitzers. You're right. If he had the same hand with 10 of spades, this would be an error. So so maybe East John will think, oh, this Bobby guy figured all this out and is trying to sucker me into the club finesse. When he knows when he had 3 little clubs and knew the queen was dropping offside. So it's become a psychological poker game. We're watching.
I thought Steve was the poker player.
Yeah, that's right. Now, well, let's see what John does. It'd be very interesting. Well, not that interesting considering the score of the match, but it'll be interesting in the bridge sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he plays ace king of clubs in the end. I just have this feeling like he wants to do that and wants it to be winning. Bobby Levin left him in the dummy. What did he leave me in the dummy for? So I could be a sucker and take a club finesse? No, I'm not doing it. Now I have to wait. I'll wait all night. I'm going to wait all night with the audience to see what John does on this hand.
I think he plays spades to pull trump. Well, he has to worry about spades 4-0.
Ah, yeah. Yes.
Another comment, he only has 33 minutes to finish the hand. Actually, I think it's 21
Yeah.
minutes. I am glad that we're finishing with an interesting situation. That's the way this event needed to end.
Yes. Well, it would be the greatest thing, by the way, if the match were like 2 imps and this was the key thing. And how long could John think? I really want to, I feel bad for everybody. I want somebody to send them a chat message saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Just lost my Twitch window. Where did it go?
Maybe Twitch turned off the match because they knew it didn't matter anymore. Maybe they have an auto thing. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's tied to the score. When the score, is too far, that's it. John. And well, for those who are interested, the Dodger pitcher was perfect through 5 innings, but in the end did not pitch a perfect game. Yeah. If you want to know other scores from around the league, I can give those to you too.
Give them the way George Carlin would give them.
Well, what would he do? I don't know enough. You tell me.
Carlin would say Yankees versus Red Sox.
Right.
Oh no, it's 7-3, and in a stunning upset, 14-2.
I see. Right.
Without giving the team names.
Yes, I see. Right.
A hippy dippy weatherman. Tonight, gradual darkening.
Right.
throughout the night with gradual lightening in the early morning.
Yes. Well, I hate to give scores in this day, and Larry, who was doing the last segment, he's a big Yankee fan, but he never actually watches. He watches on delay. He tapes it and watches it later, so you have to be very careful about giving out the scores. So I stopped myself here. So I hope I didn't ruin it for any Dodger fan who was wondering, if the fellow was going to pitch a perfect game, a no-hitter, this or that. I actually only saw through the fifth inning that the guy had a perfect game. And they did win. I'm sorry to blow it for any Dodger fans who were taping it out. They did win the game.
Like I said, I haven't watched the Dodgers since Maury Wills retired.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Seriously.
No Clayton Kershaw or any of that, no.
Nope.
I
Nope.
see.
I did see some of the other teams that had batters who were base hitters. So
Right.
I saw Rod Carew. I saw who was the guy on the Padres?
Oh, Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn. Yeah.
Folks out there, if anybody is still listening to us for more baseball talk, you can see us tomorrow night, same time, same Zoom channel. Yeah. Come on, John, play a card. He's got to be down to 32 minutes now, right? Al,
actually, the clock I see says 16:55.
Right. You know what, Al? In about 1 minute, you're going to be left by yourself after all of this time, but I am going to hang up on John and go. And maybe not even a minute. Let me know what happens. Al, send me an email or something.
All
Tell
right,
me,
I will
tell
do
me
that.
whether he finesse. I predict he plays ace, king of clubs. If he's gonna think this long, he's playing ace, king of clubs. Okay, I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the audience. Goodbye, Al. Thank you very much. Goodbye, Maya. Thank you.
Thanks for arranging all of the commentators.
Okay, be well. So long, everybody.
I just can't leave. Basically, I have no life. I just think it's such a cool situation. Oh, he got it right. I cannot wait for those implants into the brains so we can listen to what they're thinking. What a great match. Thank you all for sticking around. It's really been cool.